Yoshev beseiser Elyon betzel Shaddai Yisloinon. Omar ladoinoi maxim tzudosi lehaeptach boi. Ki hu yatzilcho mipach yakush mideber avois. Bebroso yoselo betachas kenofov texet sino besocher amitoi. Loi siro mipachat loilo. Mecheitio viomom. Mideber beoifel yachaloch miketev yoshu tzoroim. Ipoel mitzitko elef urevo miminecho elecho lo igosh. רק בעיניך סבית בסילומה ששוין תירקיאתו אדוני מחסי אליון. שמתו מעיניך, לא יסעון אליך רוב ונגע לא יקרא בעולך כי מלוך ביצע ולוך לשמורך בכל דרכך. על כפיים יסעונך פן תגוי בוובן רגליך. על שחל בופסן תדרוך תימויס כפיר בסנין. כי בחושק ופלטי אסביו כי יודע שמי. יקראיני בעיני מנויך בצורך על צער וחבדיו. Oirech yomim asvieu bareu bishiosi. Oirech yomim asvieu bareu bishiosi. Friends, we have gathered to say words, a hesped, a eulogy for a very, very, very special human being. Nison ben Laib HaCohen. The truth is, I didn't know him too well. I met him quite a few times, though. Many years. One occasion, he even took part in the Siyum HaTorah, you remember? He learned something for the Siyum HaTorah. But to say that I knew him to the point where I can say something to describe his life, not really, at least not directly. You know, we have there is a saying by our sages that Shalom made a monument next to Yerushalayim that still stands there, Yad Shalom. And the Pasuk says he did that because he did not have any children. So he made himself a monument by which he would be remembered for all generations, for history. Teaches us something about what truly is the monument of a human being. He didn't have any children. But when there's children, the children are the monuments. They are what makes us remember what the father, what the mother were. You know, it says, one of the, Mekoiro is one of the sources for expressing, for saying a hesped, is Ze Sefer Toldoi Sodom. A person writes a Sefer Torah in his life. The basis for doing Avelut, for mourning, is based in the fact that a Sefer has to be written. It can't be printed. It can't be reproduced by mass. Because every individual writes his own Sefer, in his own writing, is unique. It's true, his Sefer, even though it's very distinguished, the things I know about him were incredible. A survivor from the Shoah, from the whole family. So you're saying, so there are survivors, there were so many. No. There were many, but there were few that maintained, that kept the emunah, the bitochon, after all they went through, after the Yisurei Iyar, of losing everything. They came back, and they rebuilt, and they didn't give up, and they continued, and they light the fire again. That was him. With true emunah, true belief, an incredible sefer that he wrote. But the sefer was mainly truly written by his son, by Julius. The Matzeve of his life is still being written. Now, I've met many people. In my life, wherever I was, I had the opportunity to be in many different places and see many, many different individuals. But Julius stands out. That's the truth. You're an incredible, incredible human being. Of his experiences, of his life, what he went through, how he came back. He told me his story. And I realized that this is a person that is writing not only his own Sefer, but is completing, making beautiful, incredibly beautiful, the Sefer of his father. The Sefer Toldois Odom. This is a Sefer written for all generations to remember what the father was and how it continues. The Kiruv work done to bring people the emune, the bitochen, but the emune, the clear emuno that they have. They're seeing the truth when it's there. That's incredible. Seeing it as a reality. That is Kiddush. Mentioned once that we have these parshas we're reading these days, and I'll finish with that. It's parshas Achrei Mois Kedoshim Emoir and Behar Bechukoisai. Those are the parshas. Achrei Mois Kedoshim. When people who are Kedoshim, like he was, a Kodesh, a Ish Kodesh. Kedusha as being interpreted a mamin, without a suffix. No matter what he went through, he was a true Kodesh. It's not a Kodesh, the one who dies al Kiddush Hashem only. It's a Kodesh, the one who lives, survives, and continues, and builds. That is a Kodesh. Acharei Mois Kedoshim Emoir. Say a hesped. Behar, on the good times, on the high times, on the mountains. Ubechukoisai. And on the toich, on the bad times. I just want to ask, Reb Nison, be a Jewish. You leave behind an incredible family, a son that's doing incredible things together with Rabbi Skovak, incredible things, to be mekarev people, to bring them close. You'll be standing today in front of Hashem. Be mispalel for your children, your grandchildren, great-grandchildren, for all the generations. That's who's you created, and it's being continued, should have tremendous atzloche, broche and atzloche, and that should write ledoire doiris, the Sefer Toldois Odom, Tehei Lishmosoi Suro Bitzurachayim. I would like to call on the son, on Julius, to say a few words.
Thank you, Rabbi Bartfeld. I really feel that before I can say anything, I have to acknowledge the individuals that have given my father life for the last 6 years. His caregivers, Dolores, Lee, and Divina. Without them, I don't know how my father could have survived these years. And the truth of the matter is, these caregivers cared and gave. And so before I say a word, I would like to call upon Dolores Gavin to represent these three caregivers, just to say a few words, because I really believe that my father truly loved these ladies and how they took care of him. And I think that he would appreciate that here's upstairs over here. Okay, careful there. I think he would really appreciate that we give the covet to Dolores first.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here this afternoon. I'm very sad. I'm with Mr. Ciss for 5.5 years. We had some good times. Coming down to the end, it was so sad, it was so painful for me. But we hang in there with him. And today when I'm here, we are here to say our goodbyes. And we will miss him dearly. So on behalf of myself, Lee, and Davina, we want to say thank you to the Ciss family for allowing us to take care of your dad and your Zadie. It was a pleasure for us. And Julius, as a son, I want to thank you so much. My mom is still alive, and you have taught me so much. Taught me so much. To be there for your parents. You were there, Julius. You were there 101%. And I thank you. And may God bless the Ciss family and our extended sympathy to you all. May God bless you all. I will miss my Bubala.
You know, I was thinking about what I would say at my father's funeral, all the notes that I would write, all the points I would have to make, using my computer to put everything in order. And the reality is I didn't write a single word. Because the truth is I just didn't know how I would feel at the moment. But I would like to say, first of all, that my father made sure that I promised to put this picture up in front of everybody. It's a picture of himself holding a picture of himself. And in the picture of himself inside is a picture of him wearing his concentration camp uniform. And he wanted everybody to know that he survived. He survived. And he wanted everybody to know. He was a fighter. He was tough. And I tell you, as a kid, it wasn't easy. I remember as a 12-year-old telling him, Daddy, I want a bicycle. He says, you want a bicycle? Good, you can have a bicycle. Go make the money and buy the bicycle. And he taught me something. He taught me that I have to work to achieve at a very young age. At the age of 14 one day, he came downstairs from work and found me on his sewing machine. What was I doing on his sewing machine? In the day camp that day, I had made a puppet head. And what was I doing? I was making some puppet clothes. He came down and he said, what are you doing? I said, I'm making puppet clothes. He took it, looked it up, the stitching, not bad. Put it down, walked away, and let me continue. Taught me something about teaching. He didn't criticize, he didn't say no. From that subtle bit of nod of a head encouragement, helped me go on into a very strong creative artistic career. My father, I never realized how optimistic he was, how loving he was, until sadly my mother passed away in 1999 and he had to take the mantle of the family. And we saw his love and his compassion for the family members, for friends. But I think to sum up his attitude in life, in achievements, in trying to acquire goals, to seeing the light, positive side of everything, I want to recount just an episode 2 months ago. Dolores and I, we were sitting in the hospital room. There was my father, for all intents and purposes, on his deathbed. Couldn't eat. He couldn't speak because he had a trach in him. He was on dialysis. He had kidney failure. His body had atrophied. But he could still smile. And some strange thing happened then. The trach that was in his throat that impaired his ability to say a word got loosened a little bit, and he was able to utter the last sentence that we ever heard him say. He didn't say, the food in here is terrible. He didn't say, when are we getting out of here? This is what he said in his crackly voice that was broken with a trach, stuck in his throat. He said, everything is gonna be okay. That's what he said. And I reminded him as he was getting sicker, I said, Daddy, remember you said everything is going to be okay, and it's going to be okay. And that taught me a very, very strong lesson. You know, there was once a point in my relationship with my father, after some of the boo-boos that I made in life, where he said to me, you are not my son anymore. And it was the most difficult thing to be disowned by a father. You are not my son anymore. I'm not going to go into the details of the boo-boos I made, but to be able to have earned his love and respect and to have him welcome me back as the son he loved was worth everything. My father, Nison and Laib HaCohen, as Rabbi Bartfeld said, was the sole survivor of his entire family in the Holocaust. And he put all his love from all those surviving family members into raising up this little family of ours. And I thank him so much. Thank you, Tati. We will always love you.
I would like to call on the granddaughter Miriam to say a few words.
I'm not usually one to speak in front of people, so here goes. It's hard to believe that someone with such a big personality as Zadie can fit into such a small box. Like, I have a hard time believing that he's in there, but there he is. My Zadie always had different ways to tell me that he loved me. Tie up your shoes. Pull the bowl closer so it doesn't spill on your shirt. Even when he was having a bad day, he always managed to smile for me. He was always happy and strong. I miss him. I miss his voice. I miss his hugs. I miss his kisses. I miss the way he said I love you and the way he said my name. I miss him so much. I don't want him to be in there. I want him to be here. But I know that it's his time and that God will take care of him now. I'm gonna miss him, but I know he's still here with me. I know he'll always still be here with me. Maybe not in person, but he's here. Maybe I can't hear his voice, but I can feel him. And I miss him. A couple months ago, I had a dream about him when I couldn't talk anymore. And in my dream, he got better. And he was able to walk, and he was strong again. And we all ran to go greet him. And he kept repeating words in Hebrew that I didn't realize what they were until I woke up, but he was repeating our names in Hebrew, our family, our friends, everyone that he knew. And those were the last words I ever really heard him say. And even when he was so sick and in my dream he got better, he was still praying for all of us. He didn't, it's not that he didn't care about the fact that he didn't get better, he just wanted all of us to be okay. And Ital is right. And so is he. Everything's gonna be okay.
Everything is going to be okay. Before the final words, I would like to acknowledge the presence of the Rav Oshai Tfile, Rabbi Rafi Lipner, and Rabbi Skova, who came, just arrived. And the final words will be said now by the grandson, Nison Ciss.
I'm not as eloquent as my uncle, so I have to write down my thoughts. About 25 years ago, I had the fortunate opportunity, though I didn't think it was at the time, to move in with my grandparents. It didn't dawn on me how fortunate and enriched I would become out of the experience. Actually, I remember having a meeting to go to, and I had stained my shirt. Come on, I got a shirt for you, and he'd go, and this is the actual shirt. So I figured it'd be appropriate that I wear it. It's Eaton's, it's good. What's Eaton? I didn't realize. Anyway, to me, my grandparents were this couple who, against tremendous adversity, always managed to persevere. Surviving the atrocities of the Holocaust, coming to a strange country with no money in their pockets and a baby in their hands. Scrounging to put bread on the table and build a new life for them while trying to deal with the memories of a life they left behind. I remember they would prepare 4- and 5-course renowned Friday night dinners so that family and friends could celebrate both the Shabbat and each other. Zaidi would run around all evening, never sitting down for more than 5 minutes, always serving and catering to everybody's needs. And he would also yell at you too. I remember, hurry up, the salad's getting cold, he'd always yell. As a child, I never fully appreciated all the love, dedication, and work that went into those events, yet they are some of my fondest memories. I myself find it a hassle to warm up leftovers, never mind making a dinner like that. Although I'm sad that my family couldn't experience the Friday night tradition, Zaidi started a new tradition with my wife and my kids, David and Karen. We would pick him up at his house, and in later years from Baycrest, and we would take him to his favorite restaurant in the world for brunch, the Pickle Barrel. We would have the same waitress every week, and she would already have the table waiting for us, even though they didn't take reservations at that time. So the memories I had on Friday night, hopefully my kids will have similar memories and cherish them from our Sunday afternoons together. Zaidi, you taught me about dedication, strength, work ethic, conviction, perseverance, and about taking pride in oneself. Whenever I hear those words or think about them, I think of you. Before, those were just really empty words that a classroom had failed to teach me. But you put life and soul into those words. But you did it without having to say a word of your own. You taught me these things by example. These are qualities and attitudes which you showed me daily, which I admire and respect, and which I pray I could instill those values in my kids, but I'm not doing a good job. I got a long way to go with that one. In his later years, all Zaidi would talk about I want to live to see David's bar mitzvah. Every day, every week, when we go to the pickle barrel, all he would talk about was the bar mitzvah. Well, I was so happy that he was healthy enough, not only to be there at the bar mitzvah, but to participate, have an aliyah, and do the motzi. Zaidi, we love you and we miss you already. Give our love to Bubby and share it for us.
Okay, Mole Rachmin will be recited by our beloved Chazan Gord Lindsay. Please, everybody stand.
El Male Rachamim Shochein Bamromim Hametzei Menucha Nechona Al Ganvei Ashkinah B'mahalot Kedoshim U'Tefarim Kizohar Rakiyam Azirim Et Nishmat Reb Nisan ben Reb Laib HaCohen v'yitel shehalach li'olamo Mavo she'anachnu mitpalelim yad azkarat nishmachato Piganech Eden Tehei menuchato Lachen barachamim Yasireyu b'seder knafav li'olamim V'yitzru b'tzran ha'chayim et nishmato Adonai hu nagalato V'yanuach b'shalom ha'mishkavo V'nomar Amen.